Go back into Everyday Kentucky. Last week was the home opener, and now we get into the schedule for the Lexington Sporting Club, week number 2. Coach Sam Stokley is here with us, along with Khalid Balogun. Did I get that right?
Yes.
I was really afraid I wasn't going to get that right on the PA last week. Yeah. Great to have you guys. So, Sam, you got the first one under your belt. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, listen, it was a momentous occasion, and I think you got to take that into consideration. I know it's all about football and what happens in the 94, 95 minutes that we have, but with the build-up to that week, on the back of obviously the week that we had with 3 games, I thought that the team performed excellent. I was very pleased, especially in the first half. I felt we controlled the game and had our chances. Second half, if I'm being honest and candid, I think we maybe lost a little bit of our possession, how we like to possess the ball. But we still had some chances, and the boys went right through to the 93rd, 94th minute. So no complaints from their effort and attitude.
This is what I love about the game, because I know just enough to be dangerous. I thought maybe you all were a little tentative, maybe a little tight early on, and then I was just going to say it seemed like the pace of play picked up more in the second half, and you put more pressure. And that's just the opposite, so that's why I'll never be near the bench.
I think you're probably right in the first 5 minutes, naturally, because it was the first home game, naturally, and all the crowd and all the hype, which was fantastic, and the crowd were unbelievable. Really helped us in the last sort of 10 minutes, I would say. They got behind us, you could feel it on the field. But yeah, no, I thought the second half actually, and I'll let the players talk, I'll let Khalid chat about that, but I actually felt we sort of lost a little bit of our control in the second half. Went to some old habits, went a little bit long direct, because obviously we've got a big striker
right.
At times, rather than our normal play of how we wanted to control the ball.
Sure,
but we still had chances.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, Khalid, how would you? It's got to be a fine line in terms of doing that, okay? Because you got to keep your discipline and everything, but at the same time, you got to stay aggressive.
Yeah, honestly, I think in the second half the game opened up a little more.
That's a good way to put it. Sure.
Played into why we kind of lost. I don't want to say lost our way, but just didn't control the game as much as we wanted to. But that's our first home game. It's natural to be like have those ebbs and flows. So
sure,
it'll happen.
And at this level, not a lot of substitutions, but obviously reps were important. I thought there were 2 substitutions late, but I mean, these guys are still learning to play with each other, right?
Yeah, we always reflect as a staff. I always reflect, personally. Probably could have made subs a little bit earlier, around 60, 65 minutes. We have a game script where we have our subs planned.
Right.
But I just had a feel for it. I thought that we were in the game, even though it was end-to-end, and I thought that we could potentially nick a goal on the counter-attack, even though we weren't controlling the ball as much. But it's easy, obviously, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but, when I look back, maybe that would have been a good time to change it around 60, 65 minutes. But we got a clean sheet, we got a point, undefeated at home.
So, Khalid, you've played professionally before in other places and everything. You didn't know what to expect coming out here for the first time in Lexington. I agree with Coach. It was a great crowd. It was a much bigger crowd than I expected on a busy, cold weekend night. What were your thoughts down there in the pitch?
That was probably one of the biggest crowds I ever played in front of. I played in Maryland, where I'm from, and those crowds, it gets up and down. But that was a great feeling to see. For our first professional game in 20-odd years, that was very special to be a part of. So I'm looking forward to more.
Sure. All right. So Sam, one final thing. So Tormenta FC, they come in, if I'm right, defending league champions. They're tied atop of the table at Charlotte. What are we going to see from them?
I think you're going to see a very aggressive side in the way that they attack. They've got quality all over the field. They've got pace out wide. They like to get to the ball in wide areas and then use their individual skill. They've got a couple of playmakers in midfield, and they've got a solid back 4. So I think it's going to be a tough game. But with any team, hopefully they come down and attack, and when they attack, that might leave some spaces for us to be able to capitalise on with the way that we want to play. So we've done our own work, but we're all about us and what we're doing and how we're going to play against them.
Sure, and it's a great opportunity for you guys. I mean, they come in being in first place. You guys are just getting going and everything. I mean, it's the old casino phrase is you're playing with house money kind of against these guys.
100%. Listen, I'm very happy with where we are. The results, as we said last time on the show, it weren't quite where we wanted it, but the performances are there. The performance kicked on again on Saturday. Now we got our first point on the board. We got a clean sheet, and just gives us a great foundation to kick on.
Awesome, and it's going to be a great night. Chris has said it's going to be a much better weather night. Tailgate begins at 5, first touch at 7. LexSporting.com/tickets is where you can get tickets. Guys, we appreciate it very much, and we'll see you next time on Everyday Kentucky.